A child of the river, born from the mist, a gift from the water we greet with a kiss. But the woman of the house, her heart grew cold. Her spirit is bitter, a jealous soul. She gives her the hard yam, leaves the sweet for her own. But the river child's laughter sounds like a drum.
The palace slept, but within the prince's chambers, sleep was far away. He stood by the window, gazing into the darkness beyond the kingdom. And in that silence, one name filled his mind: Asanwa. The girl the world had rejected, but the one his heart had chosen. His jaw tightened. A decision was forming. He knew his father. The king did not grant wishes lightly. But there was one way, one path to earn it.
He would prove himself. He would increase the kingdom's harvest, bring abundance to the land, and earn his father's pride. So that when the time came, when his 22nd birthday arrived, and the king asked him to make a wish, he would not ask for gold, not for power, not even for a bride of royal blood. He would ask for one thing: to see the face of Asanwa, the girl hidden from the world, the girl they called cursed.
The girl, he believed, was never meant to be hidden. "I will set you free," he whispered into the night. And with that, his path was chosen. But while the prince planned to lift a curse, another plan was already forming in the shadows. A plan not to reveal her face, but to destroy it completely. That night, the wind whispered through the trees. Inside Asanwa's home, evil was awake. Her stepmother sat in silence, eyes fixed, mind turning. For years, she had watched the girl, endured her presence, hated everything she represented. But now, something was changing. The girl no longer looked broken, no longer moved like one defeated. And that was dangerous. A smile crept across her face. It was time. Tonight, while the girl slept, she would destroy her beauty forever. Her eyes shifted toward a small sealed pot hidden in the corner. Inside it, a swarm of wild bees. At midnight, she would release them and let them tear into the girl's face until nothing remained. But then, another thought crossed her mind. What if there was a more certain way? Mr. Poison, the most feared man in the village, a man whose hands carried death without mercy, without failure. Yes, he would do it. No mistakes, no survival. The stepmother leaned back, certain of one thing. By morning, Asanwa's beauty would be gone forever. In the next room, Asanwa slept quietly, a faint smile on her lips, dreaming of the prince, unaware that danger had already entered her home. Midnight was coming, and with it, a choice. Would the stepmother choose the bees or the man called Death? The next morning, Asanwa's stepmother set out with one goal: to find the man they called Mr. Poison. She searched for his house once, twice, but each time she could not find him. It was as if the path itself refused to lead her there. But on the third attempt, she found it. The door was open. She stepped inside and froze. Mr. Poison was lying on the ground.
Lifeless, no wounds, no struggle, just dead. Her breath quickened. Her heart began to race. Something was wrong, very wrong.
She rushed back home, her mind spinning, and then, "Don't open that!" One of her daughters stood by the jar, her fingers just about to lift the lid. A swarm of bees waited inside. The girl froze, then slowly stepped back. It was close, too close. The stepmother clutched her chest. Her heart pounded wildly. What kind of power was protecting that girl? What truly was behind that mask? That evening, the stepmother entered Asanwa's room. As always, on the 4th month, the ritual would be done. She ordered her to remove the mask. Asanwa hesitated. Then, slowly, she obeyed. The mask came off, and for a moment, the stepmother said nothing. Because this time, Asanwa was even more beautiful. But her face hardened. "I am the only one allowed to see your ugly face. And it is the greatest curse I have ever carried. Your face is rough, ugly, beyond anything I have ever seen." She reached into a small container and applied a strange substance onto Asawa's face. "Wear your mask again until the next time." Asawa obeyed silently, but something inside her was no longer broken. Weeks passed, and slowly the kingdom prepared for something great. The kingdom had never seen a harvest like this before. Barns overflowed with yam. Fields stretched wide with abundance, and the people rejoiced. At the center of it all stood the prince, the one who made it possible. Then the king rose. His voice carried across the court, heavy with pride. "My son, you have done well. You have brought honor to this kingdom and prosperity to our land." The court leaned in. "Today, as you turn 22, ask of me anything: gold, land, power, even a bride of your choosing, and it shall be yours." The crowd held its breath. The prince stood still, his mind clear, his choice already sealed. He stepped forward.
My father, I have a wish. I wish to see the face of Asanwa.
The world stopped. Murmurs broke across the court. Eyes widened. He said her name. The masked girl. The cursed one. The king froze. His smile faded. His eyes searched his son's face. "Do you understand what you ask?" But the prince did not move. "I do." The air grew heavy. The king inhaled deeply, as though fighting something within. Then at last, he spoke. "Let your wish be granted." Gasps filled the court. "Guards, bring the maiden and prepare her for the great day." But as the guards rushed out, far away, in a quiet hut, someone else smiled. because the plan to destroy Asanwa was already in motion. The sun hung low in the sky. Asanwa walked quietly along the narrow path. She had just returned from an errand. Her steps calm, her heart light. Then, footsteps. Heavy, deliberate. Royal guards. They stopped in front of her. Without explanation, they seized her. Asanwa froze. Her heart began to pound. Around them, voices rose. It's her, the cursed girl. She has offended the royal household. They will kill her on the prince's birthday. The words spread like wildfire. Asanwa said nothing. But inside, her world shook. The news moved quickly, from one mouth to another, until it reached her house. When her stepmother heard, she froze. Then slowly, a smile spread across her face. At last, even the king has answered my prayers. In her mind, there was no doubt. Asanwa would die, and her death would be the highlight of the prince's birthday. She laughed quietly, not knowing she was celebrating too soon. Asanwa was led away, her thoughts racing. Was this the end, or the beginning of something she did not yet understand? Because while the village prepared for her death, the prince was preparing for something else entirely. A revelation that would shake them all. The entire kingdom gathered. Some came with pity, some with excitement, others with fear. At the center of it all stood Asanwa. Still masked, still silent, still carrying the weight of every word ever spoken against her. She will die. The cause will end today. Do not look at her. Among them, her stepmother and stepsisters watched closely. This is her end, at last. Then, the prince stepped forward. His eyes locked on her. Not with fear, but with love. Today, the truth will be known. He reached for her mask. The entire kingdom held its breath. But Asanwa moved quickly. Her hands flew to her face. No, this was it. If I see my face, I may die. And if I am truly ugly, will he still love me? Let him love my heart, not what lies behind this mask. The prince stepped closer, his voice calm. I am here. And with one movement, he unveiled her. Nothing moved. Not the wind. Not the crowd. Asanwa's hand still covered her face. Then, slowly, very slowly, she began to lower them. She gasped. Her eyes widened. For the first time in her life, she saw herself. Not cursed, not broken, but beautiful. More beautiful than she had ever imagined. The prince trembled. For the first time. Not in war, not in danger, but in the presence of beauty beyond measure. Gasps filled the air. Is this her? The cursed girl? Or someone else entirely? Asanwa turned. Her eyes found her stepmother. Tears filled her eyes. Why? Why did you lie to me all these years? Even if I forgive you, the world will not. Because you did not lie to me alone. You lied to the world. Her sisters dropped to their knees, crying, confessing. Mother lied to us. We believed her. We didn't know. The people murmured. What is truth? What have we done? Then Asanwa turned back. And slowly, she fell to her knees. Before the prince. Before the king. Thank you for seeing me when no one else did. Then suddenly, the chief priestess appeared. Her voice echoed. The river goddess has spoken. The woman who covered truth with lies will now wear the mask of deception. The crowd gasped. Asanwa's mask will be placed upon her stepmother, and for the rest of her life, she must never remove it. She will carry the curse she created. Banish her from this land. And so, it was done. The girl once called cursed stood in her truth. For as the elders say, no matter how long a lie walks, the truth will one day run faster. And on that day, Asanwa was no longer hidden. She was seen.